Alright, welcome back. OSG Napoleon invades Spain. La Coruna scenario here. And things are coming down to the wire. We're actually starting the British turn. And then there's one more turn. And if we look at the victory points, number of calculations, this gets them one victory point, the French. The French also got more with a command rating of 1, so they got 2. So it's really all about these 2 5 victory point hexes. If the French can take either, then they'll win by 2 victory points or so. If the French can't take either of these, they will lose. So it's all about these control markers here. And looking at now the French dispositions, I don't think they can really put a move. There's a victory point marker down here on this one because this attack is falling apart. But this one, potentially they've taken it, unless the British can react and push them back. They could be sealing this one off, and then they'll be like on a fortress, I guess, overlooking the harbor that the Royal Navy is in, trying to pull the Brits out. So this is it. This is the game right here. It looks like at this point. Could be wrong. So let's go ahead and go through here. Sequence of play. There is no weather segment now. We go to command segment. Supply segment. Recovery doesn't apply this time. Reorganization. They do have this unit here, which it says all the units are reduced, so I don't think I can bring artillery back. Yeah, the reverse side is that, so I'm going to play it. You can't bring the artillery unit back, but it's not over here for victory points, so but it doesn't really matter. Now I am going to go ahead and do the command segment now as I've thought about it, just from the point of view of marking as out of command, and I think all the Brits, they're all in command, okay? Now, because of the weather, or because of this special segment, there is no command movement segment. We jump here. So all these units, again, are going to have to roll, trying to get the rules set. So yeah, I'm interpreting it unless, if somebody finds differently, I'd appreciate that. Another reader pointed this out, or viewer pointed this out, and I greatly appreciate any rules comments or corrections, because I'm trying to get my arms around the nuances of these rules. But I'm going to interpret this on here as should have highlighted it here. Yeah, I'm going to interpret this. This says nothing about they're out of command. It just says there's no command movement segment. All shaded turns is by initiative. That's it. Doesn't right here. I'm not seeing anything saying all units are out of command. So with that said, British units are in command because that's important for advance after combat. Out of command units cannot advance after combat, which means the French couldn't have done this, which in the end, this is absolutely critical. If that unit hadn't advanced, this would be a simple attack here. And they could probably well, I don't know. I mean, the French will be in a position to do push them against the coast and attack, but we'll see. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start. And here we go. It's kind of important what units you roll for first. So this one is in a position to attack, so I'm going to start with him. See if he can move. He can move. Okay. 1, 2. Oh, for Pete's sake, he can't make it. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can't make it. I didn't think about this. Road movement. If he goes into road movement, 1, 2, but immediately into Zoc he has to do. So he's got to drop out of road and go to 3, but then this costs 2. Oh, he can't move. He can't. Oh, but 1, 2, drop out of road, go here. For whatever that's worth. And he's attacking across the stream. Oh, this is just horrible. I shouldn't have rolled for him first. Well, that's why you decide to roll for the right people first. 1, 2, drop out of road, 3, 4. Have him here just in case we need to soak off, but now he's got to soak off both these units. He could have advanced, but he's not going to. Now I've technically got a hole here that if I can't get somebody there, this cav unit could go 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be embarrassing. Alright, let's roll for Leith. Wow. Okay, what a relief. He can move. Okay. So he can close the door. Be nice to go here, but that's too extended. He's going to close the door right there. Okay. Alright, I got to build up the attack here. I've got to identify this unit is critical. Yes, he can move. That's a relief. 1, 1. He can go here. 2, 3, 4. Bingo. Okay. Let's see. Who else do we want to move? This guy. He could go 1. Could he make it? He could go 1, 2, 3. Drop 4. No, he can't make it. I got to worry about the rest of the French too. I may end up exposing that hex. I may have to get out of this hex. I need more people in this hex. Wow. Alright, these both part of the first. I'm going to do a combined initiative 4 with Ward and the other guy. Okay, they can move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Ward can do it. I got 7 now. I am tempted to move. Yeah, let's do this guy here and send him to allow the stacking. I think that's allowed. Where's that stacking rule? There it is. Stacking with leader. 5 combat units, of which 2 may be infantry, or 3 may be if they're not all from the same division. No, they're not. So this guy can't go. And I don't have to decide on him yet. Alright, so that guy can go, though. What can I do with him? And we've pseudo got a line here, although I'd like to have him fall back some. I'd like to actually have these units fall back. But I don't know if they will. So what am I going to do? Why does every unit have to be critical here? These units, well, no. Oh, wow, we're going to have to use one of these here. I can't. I got to take what I can get there, and they're 2 different, so I'm not going to get a lot of artillery there. I really can't reinforce that hex anymore. This, well, I can combine this guy with this and do this. And that'll at least, no, I can't because he's adjacent here. So this guy has to attack him at 1 to 2. Or this guy has to attack both of these units. Wow. What am I going to do with this guy? Alright, since I don't know who's going to move, I'm going to move him here. And he's going to attack both these units. And the reason we do that is 4 to 15 is 1 to 4, but 5 to 15 is 1 to 3. Okay, I still haven't decided what to do with him, and I've got this unit. What's going to happen if I get him? He's going to fall back 1. And I think I'm going to forward defend here. I don't have a choice. This again is exposed, but yeah, they can. Nope. Let's roll for him and see if he's still exposed. Dang! Oh, I can't cover your flanks, dude. Alright, let's roll for these. Potentially I could. Well, I can't. I cannot cover your flank. I can't cover your flank. If we just pull back 1 hex. They can try again, though. And I think these should forward defend here. So the French only have 1 turn. This makes it... That's fine. This is it. This is it right here. and I don't think they're going to make it in here if this is successful. So these units, why would I? Well, I can't move anybody over here because they're both the same. No, he's because he couldn't fall back. He's got to stay here. Yeah, they can. Too bad. Okay, and now all we have to worry about is our commander. What's the best position for him? He's not going to be in any of these attacks because he could end up being killed. He could sit here. He doesn't really bring anything to the table. I'm tempted to just keep him there or move him here. No, we'll just keep him there. That's it. That's the British move. All right. I could get. Okay, so let's look at the options. This could be a 1-2, but here's the problem. If he retreats and then he advances, but what's the purpose in... And he can fall back there. Okay, I've got some more thinking to do. Hold on. Alright, there's way too many permutations here. It really boils down to these two could attack, and then this could accept a 1-3, or just the 4 attacks, and we don't want to shock because we could lose. That's what we want. And then the 3 could attack at 1-2, and the 5 could attack at 1-2, which could be south. But 1-3s run the risk of an AE, and if we're not careful with that, we could expose this. All right, so I think we're going to do the 1-2, 1-2. Now, and I'm also going to do another trick here. I'm going to start with Ward, doing a 1-2 here, and if he retreats because this unit is here, there's no advance after combat. If I had done it in another order, there would have been. So I assume this is legal. Desperate measures here, but Knight is descending, which is the British savior if they can get there. One more turn for the French. So let's do the Ward versus Reynaud. I mess up the French. Don't hold me accountable. That's going to be a 1-2 if I've got that right. Yeah, it's pretty straight, clear terrain. So let's see what Ward does. That's a pretty nondescript number. Oh boy, shock. Okay. 3 versus 4. The Brits have an advantage. British get 8. French get 4. Attacker get 8 and 4. Are you serious? Holy smoke. Oh, now I see the error of my ways. So the 4 gives the Brits a +1. And the 1 gives the French nothing. So that's, and I probably messed up over on the left, but chalk that up to inexperience here. So the attacker got 5. 4 and 1 is 5, and the French are 3. Okay, so Ward's awesome. The French have to retreat. Holy smoke. Yeah, I messed that one up. I think it was like they got 2, so maybe it was, I'll just tweak it and say they retreated that far. They retreated 1. So yeah, wow, Ward, you are awesome. He can't go here, so he's going to go here. So, wow. Well, See, here's the problem. If he advances and this guy retreats and these guys advance, now there's still a good chance these guys are going to retreat. Nick can do advance after combat here, And then Ward is exposed again. Ward learned his lesson from the last time, so he's not going to go. Now we got the big 4-1 attack here. Yeah, this has no impact on it. This is the big attack. So we've got a 4-1 here. No modifiers. And 3, that's a nice non-disco. Wow. That's a DR3. This guy's gonna run away. Monty Python here. Run away! 1, 2, 3. That's where he goes, trying to head this way. And then this guy can shut the door. Nice, nice, nice. Nice counterattack. And then here is a 1 to 2. Let's see, British have been rolling good. Oh, they are rolling good. Holy smoke. DR. Oh my goodness, they should have advanced. But again, if he advances, this takes away these units' freedom of movement. Yep. By doing that, now they're locked in zone of control, which makes it impossible for them to try and shift over here, even though they can't get in there in time. So, a last-minute British counterattack shoves the French back. That is impressive. Most impressive. Yeah, I do not see. The French are coming into their last turn. Well, let's see. If advancing here. No, they can't get all. Okay, the Brits have done it. They have got a line. They have made a line successfully. It was all about those initiative rolls, too. They got lucky in the initiative rolls. I think they're going to win at this point. Yeah, at this point, I do not see any way. They're going to kill him, but they're not going to get to these hexes. They shut the door. The French cannot win. The British will be able to leave the harbor and fight another day. All right. Yeah, that was good job over here for the British. Okay, well, that's the end of that. So, again, thanks for listening. It was 17 minutes for the British. Pretty intense there towards the end, but yeah, like I said, I don't think, I'll evaluate, but I'm pretty sure there's no way the French can win at this point, mainly because they're really not in a position to rack up victory points for killing any, or at least eliminating any Brits, and they're not going to get to here. So they did threaten, they got close, but the British were able to at least marshal enough forces for a counterattack and shut the door, and it was pretty effective. So, yeah, this may be the wrap-up. I don't think there's any reason to play the end here. There's 5 in the eliminated, and that gets 1 victory point for the French. And then they get 1 victory point for more. Let's see, yeah. 5 gets you 1 victory point. And then more is 2. And yeah, that's what it did. It really came down to they've got to capture one of these. And so right now the British have 10, the French have 2, but if they had captured one of these, the British would have had 5 and the French had 7. So while the disparity of victory points seems great, I mean, it did come down to the battle of the control markers. If I played this again, I would revisit it. I mean, the most the French can do now is maybe get rid of this unit, but because of this advance, if I've interpreted the rule correctly, that they're not out of command, it's just no initiative movement, that effectively pins these units. But even if they could move, the best they could do is come over here, attack. Maybe if they got a DR, this unit would end up, well, either way, they could advance here and they would come up short. Even if these 2 units could pivot. They don't have, I don't think, any of those hexes. No. Wow, that is a great British counterattack. I did not expect with a pair of 1 to 2s to win both battles and push them back. That was unexpected. I was kind of expecting a retreat here and exposing this. And then they could have Well, with the advance after combat rules, there's no way they could have even, they couldn't advance into here. But that was close. Yeah. I mean, if the 1 to 2 had happened, it would have been, dang, these would have retreated across the river, and this unit potentially would have been exposed, but because it was the last turn, the French wouldn't have been in a position to move in anyhow. But this shuts the door here. They're probably going to push this unit back with their attack. 8, 16. That's a 4 to 1. And no defending terrain, so that's going to be, yeah, they're coming from the same hill too, so that's a 4 to 1. So they're probably going to push that guy back. Oh, DR4, but all they're going to be able to do is advance 1 hex. And the Brits are still on the river line. And they can't do anything to this guy. They could do a desperate attack here, but again, they can't. All they can do is push him back. And they can't get something strong enough to do more than a DR. Well, if they do this, then the unit has to retreat this way and not there. But still, there's not a turn left. Wow. And yeah, they shut the door here. No sweeping around behind and capturing this. I do not see. Let's see what's going on here. Hold on. Actually, that's not a good retreat hex. Now they're forced to attack. Well, I guess they could attack here, but still. Actually, that's the problem. I just pinned these units by retreating here. Maybe that, well, no, they can't retreat here. They would have retreated here. I probably need to revisit that. I think I got a 6, so that was 6 for them, 0 for them. So that was a 6-3 spread. 6 for the attacker, 3 for the defender. Still a DR2. So they still would have ended up here, so that's fine. So these units are free to maneuver, but they can't come over here fast enough. But they can attack here and try and eliminate this unit. If these units move, he can come down, he can come. Potentially one of these units can come around and you can do a surrounded attack, but again, too little, too late. The problem is time has run out on the French. That's why an optional rule is to give them an extra turn here. Because if they did have an extra turn, they'd have some possibilities here, although the strength of the British counterattack, I mean, pair 1 to 2s and you win both of them. Oh, that's pretty awesome. And then, yeah, they did at least shut the door here and make a line. That is a good line here. A good line. This guy, if he'd come back here, it would have been a solid line. Anyway, enough of my ranting. I'm at 24 minutes. Like I said, this is probably the end. I do not foresee how the French can win. But if anybody else sees it, let me know. Anyway, this has been fun. I will start looking for the next scenario to load up here in the future and continue my learning of the Library of Napoleonic Battles. But starting to understand some of the nuances, bring more rules into play, especially this game was supply, weather, reorganization, recovery reorganization. Didn't see demoralization because I'll have to look for the casualty track on this, but I think the Brits were able to recover enough that they weren't flirting with demoralization. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Any rules or strategy tactics comments are greatly appreciated as I continue to learn this system. And we'll see where we're going next. Probably remain in Spain, maybe. I've got a number of other games. Russia. I like these small scenarios though. I may stay in Spain because I've got both volumes of, I think it's the other one's Quagmire. Napoleon invades Spain, 4 scenarios, and then Napoleon's Quagmire. So I'll probably stay in Spain. Maybe got the Portuguese and the Spanish to include in some of these battles. So anyway, thanks for listening, and we will see you at the next recording.